70,000 years ago, the human race almost ended. We were not the rulers of the planet. We were an endangered species. The global population crashed to less than 2,000 people. You could have fit the entire human population inside a single modern cruise ship. The sun dimmed, the plants died, and the world froze over. This is not a story about how we lived. It is the story of how we refused to die. Welcome to the Ice Age, the ultimate test of survival. It started with a bang. The Toba supervolcano in Indonesia exploded with the force of 1,000,000 nuclear bombs. It shot so much ash into the sky that it blocked out the sun for 6 years. Without sunlight, the global temperature plummeted. A winter that lasted a lifetime began. Plants died instantly. The herds of animals starved. And the humans had nothing to eat. Our ancestors were forced to walk. They marched thousands of miles across frozen wastelands looking for heat. Imagine walking barefoot on ice, wrapped only in rotting skins, with no map and no destination. If you stopped moving, your blood would freeze in your veins within minutes. Families had to make impossible choices. If someone fell behind, you couldn't save them. They were walking into the unknown, crossing land bridges that don't exist anymore, driven by one instinct: survival. But the new world they found wasn't empty. It was hunting ground, and something was waiting for them in the dark. The cold wasn't the only thing trying to kill us. The animals of the Ice Age were not like animals today. They were monsters. The short-faced bear stood 12 feet tall and could outrun a horse. We had stone spears. They had claws the size of butcher knives. And then there was the saber-toothed cat, the perfect killing machine. Humans were slow, weak, and freezing. We were easy prey. Every night was a gamble. If the fire went out, you died. So how did a weak, hairless ape survive in a world of giants? We didn't use our muscles. We used the one weapon they didn't have: our minds. To survive the Ice Age, we had to become something the world had never seen: engineers. The most important invention wasn't the wheel, it was the needle, a tiny sliver of bone that changed everything. For the first time, humans could sew. We created multi-layered clothing that trapped air and heat, turning animal skins into survival suits. But we needed more than clothes. We needed a home. In the treeless tundra, we built them out of the only thing available: the bones of the giants. They were called mammoth bone huts. 15,000 pounds of bone held down by heavy skins, a fortress against the 100-mile-per-hour winds. Survival required calories, thousands of them every single day, and there was only one source of energy big enough to keep a tribe alive: the woolly mammoth, a 5-ton mountain of meat, fat, and fur. But how do you kill a god? You don't use strength. You use physics. We invented the the atlatl, a spear thrower that tripled the speed and power of our shots. We became the world's first elite tactical units, hunting in perfect silence. We drove the giants into deep mud pits or off hidden cliffs. One kill could feed 100 people for a month. It was the difference between life and death. But even with our tools, we were still being hunted in the dark. Until we met another survivor. An animal as desperate as we were. The wolf. A master tracker that was slowly starving in the deep freeze. We made a deal that would change the history of the world forever. We gave them the scraps of our mammoth kills. In return, they gave us their ears and their nose. The wolf became the dog, our first and most loyal alarm system. With dogs by our side, the saber-tooth and the bear could no longer surprise us. Slowly, the world began to warm. The glaciers started to retreat. The Ice Age didn't break us, it made us. It forced us to think, to sew, and to bond. Every human alive today is the descendant of someone who didn't quit. You carry the blood of the ultimate survivors in your veins. The Ice Age ended, but our story was just beginning. Subscribe to Dreams of Eras for more.